This time, it's our biggest build yet, as our teams create the Bulldozer, all with one aim: to break into this safe and win £5,000. So our teams need to build bulldozers that are strong, powerful and robust, yet manoeuvrable and versatile. It needs to have some sort of arm that can smash or pull down a wall, then clear a path to our safe. This time, the race is happening in a disused colliery. Our two teams are going to have to smash and bash their way through an obstacle course made of junk. Along the way, they'll have to collect codes to the safe's combination. Then the fastest team is going to have to clear this little lot out of the way before they can make it to our safe. Safebreakers HQ, an abandoned old warehouse deep in the Welsh valleys. Inside, we've created a state-of-the-art build zone containing all of the basic materials, every tool our competitors will ever need to build their bulldozers. Bulldozers come in all shapes and sizes. The average one will cost you 500 grand, take 17 to 20 weeks to build, and will weigh in at 47 tons. Our teams have got 2 days, £1,000, and if they build something that weighs in at 47 tons, we're going to need a bigger warehouse. So let's meet the teams who think they've got the muscle to make this work. Fats and Furious, journos, welcome to our warehouse. We've given you 3 weeks and £1,000 to plan, design, and then build your vehicles. You've got 2 days to bring them to life, and then it's going to be challenge day. You up for this, lads?
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff. Let's get started. Our teams have just 2 10-hour days to build their bulldozers before race day. The Fats and the Furious are our northern lads from Huddersfield. They're a team of repo men and bouncers, so not to be messed with them. Johnny, Simon, Dodgy, and team leader Jasper. And it was Jasper's obsession for grass track racing that brought these boys together.
I happened upon some grass tracking and decided to have a go at it, build a car from scratch. And then from that, Simon got involved, Dodgy got involved.
As a tight-knit racing team, doubtless their preparation time has been meticulous when designing their vehicle.
We met on a Wednesday night, a convenient location, which happened to be a pub, yes. And we designed it in about 2 hours.
Back of a beer mat?
Yeah. It's that sort of thing.
But don't be fooled, these boys mean business.
We are competitive.
I think we're all competitive.
Yeah, but I'm more competitive than you.
No, I'm not.
No, I am.
Their opposition couldn't be more different if they tried. The journos are a bunch of petrol-headed journalists, funny that, who run their own magazine, Practical Performance Car. Team leader Will, Kevin, James, and Welly. So being a team of journalists, surely these boys have spent weeks and weeks poring over their design.
We're all from different ends of the country. I mean, they're 300 miles away from us. So I popped down, took some measurements, went home again and scribbled something on a notepad and gathered some materials together, and then we met up yesterday, so see how it goes.
OK, well at least these journos have some real hands-on experience.
I've got an old 1971 bright yellow Capri which I've put a Mustang V8 engine in.
And even the most prestigious cars aren't safe in their clutches.
We've got a Rolls-Royce track day car that we built. It's a Silver Shadow, 1971 I think it is.
So with all their experience of castration, they should be perfect for the job then.
It's a question of whether we can actually build what we want to build in time. I think if we can get it finished and get it working, then it's got a very good chance of winning. But we might be a bit over-ambitious. We'll see.
So, It's a bunch of ill-prepared bouncers and repo men versus a bunch of ill-prepared journalists. And it's anybody's guess who'll win a shot at the £5,000. To build their bulldozers, each team was given £1,000 3 weeks ago. The Fats and the Furious purchased a Land Rover rolling chassis, a Rover V8 engine, steel piping, car seats, and a D-shackle. Now then, Jasper.
Hey, Ben.
How's it all going?
Good, good.
Tell me what the vehicle's going to look like come challenge day, Jasper.
So, well, basically, something a bit like that.
Oh, OK. So what we've got at the front, that's kind of like a snow plough?
Hopefully, bulldozers come snowplow. We're trying to keep things very simple.
Essentially, you're going to have this hammering type contraption as well.
We can move things with the snowplow, and when that's needed, drop it down into position.
So you can crush.
Yeah, crush things.
How do you raise it back up then once it's dropped down?
Oh, me and John.
Pulling it?
Yeah, a bit of manual labour there.
How heavy is this going to be?
200 kilos at most.
What are you benching at the moment?
Bench, not that much.
That's going to be pretty tiring. Our repo men, the Fats and the Furious, have kept things simple, with a static bullnose plough at the front and a giant hammer attached on top. The hammer will move up and down via a pulley system that relies on gravity when going down and muscle power alone to go up. So people power is key. Do you think you've got what it takes?
Oh, definitely. It's not about the taking part, it's about the winning, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Or have I got that slightly wrong?
No, I couldn't agree more. With their grand, the journos purchased a Range Rover chassis with a V8 engine, a fiberglass scimitar body, hydraulic pipes, 2 hydraulic pumps, and steel tubing. Will, how's it going?
OK, I think. Our design involves hydraulics. We're going to have a bulldozer blade at the front, which we want to be able to move up and down, because obviously we don't know exactly how high these objects that we've got to push out of the way are.
You've also got to put an incredible claw on the back end, is that right?
Again, involving hydraulics, yeah. Just want something to smack things out of the way, basically.
That's quite a risk, isn't it? If you go and complicate things, obviously already needs quite a lot of work, but then to stick hydraulics on as well. Have you got a hydraulics expert amongst you?
No.
Oh.
No.
Why would you need one of those? The benefits of using hydraulics are that you're able to lift and move heavy objects. They work like a syringe in reverse. Oil is forced into a chamber. When the chamber is full, the plunger moves out, causing whatever is attached to move. Their hydraulic system will enable their snowplow to move up and down at the front and their arm to move in multiple directions at the rear. So if they can get the hydraulics actually working, their bulldozer will have the strength to destroy just about anything in its path. How excited are you about taking on the Fat and the Furious?
Yeah, quite excited. I mean, we think they're pretty formidable opponents. I mean, anyone who goes racing is used to getting things working for a deadline. So I think we're up against it with them, but we'll give it our best shot.
Repo men, the Fats and the Furious are used to building cars together, so waste no time getting stuck into the build.
Everybody's dropped into a job. Simon's gone off to find some material for the hammer. John's started to cut the outriggers for the roll cage to sit on, and Dodgy's working on the carburetors. I'm just setting up the welders so I can weld up the outriggers. Yeah. Fit first time.
But on the other side of the warehouse, our magazine owners, the journos, are already struggling with the most complicated part of their bulldozer's design, the hydraulic-driven arm.
Yeah, just measure from there,
Yeah.
so the back of the car ends about there.
I did an apprenticeship as a mechanic, and I worked for BT for a few years as a forklift engineer, so I should know something about hydraulics, but it was 20 years ago, so it's a bit of an unknown, really.
And that's not the only thing handicapping their progress.
Somewhat disabled at the moment because one of our team can't see anything. He's left his glasses in the hotel. Yeah. Whether it's actually square or not.
Well, I can see straight down the centre.
You can't see anything.
I can't see straight down the centre.
Our two teams are competing under the watchful eye of our chief in-house engineer, Andy Garrett. It's his job to make sure that each design is in safe and working order. So of the two teams, let's start with Fat and Furious. Andy, what do you make of their design?
Well, it's simple. They're relying on gravity instead of hydraulics to get their hammer to crush things. But if they want to break down the wall, they're going to have to manoeuvre their vehicle and break it down in stages.
The snowplow seems too high to me, because it's so high off the ground. Whatever they're pushing is going to try and go under the vehicle.
So the vehicle might end up mounting.
Yeah, the vehicle will end up going over what they're trying to push, which could be a real problem for them, couldn't it?
The journos have gone for something much more complicated.
Yeah, they've got a very complicated hydraulic system to figure out and get working.
If it works, it could be incredibly effective.
It's very powerful. They're going to be able to stand in one place and presumably smash down the wall all the way without
They can just
moving.
swing it backwards and
They
forwards.
can swing it backwards and forwards and up and down, but there's a lot to go wrong.
What about the fact that they've got the claw arm at one end and they've got the...
Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a disadvantage, isn't it? They've got to turn their vehicle round between each task, so it's going to waste quite a bit of time.
Money where your mouth is. As it stands, Andy, who are you going to go for?
If the journo's hydraulic system works, I think they could be in with a chance.
It's Safebreakers. Our two teams, Fats and Furious, and the journos are hard at it inside, building their very own bulldozers. Fast, powerful, unstoppable machines capable of destroying their way around an obstacle course of junk. As they clear each obstacle, they'll be given a canister. Inside the canister are the numbers that form the combination to the lock on our safe. The fastest team round the course will get a chance to try and break the safe and win £5,000. We're 6 hours into day one and just 4 hours remain. Our Repo men, the Fats and the Furious, have begun building their secret weapon of mass destruction, the hammer.
You have a hammer.
Is it hammer time?
Oh, yes.
Can you do that dance?
Yeah, I think we're on schedule, yeah. Everything's going to plan. It's looking well. So, yeah, I think we're doing pretty well.
While confidence is running high on the Racing Buddy side, it's a different story across the warehouse. Magazine owners, the journos, are behind as they've never worked with hydraulics before, so are struggling with their arm.
Goes that far that way. And that far that way.
And it hasn't gone unnoticed.
What are you going to do to counterbalance it, then?
Sit me in it.
Well, yeah. Problem solved. Right, I'll...
Yours going?
Better than that. No, slow.
With both teams working furiously on their machines, I managed to escape the warehouse to learn more about the challenges both our teams face in building a bulldozer. This monster is the DX9 Destroyer. It grips the earth with its track, shifts rubble with its blade, and can pierce through any material that nature can throw at it. This is Wayne. He's worked with bulldozers all his life and is the man when it comes to understanding how to operate them. So our boys that have been building their bulldozers, they've both got something a little bit like this at the front. The journos have got a blade at the front that's hydraulic, it can lift, whereas Fats and Furious, they've got a bull bar that's static. What do you make of those two things?
I think the first choice would be a better choice because the centre of gravity, the loading they're trying to move, opposed to the bull bar. Obviously, when it contacts with the actual object, the centre of gravity, what it could do is, in theory, push the top of the object into the ground.
So having a movable blade at the front is going to make it easier to shift the centre of gravity.
I'd say it'd be a big advantage, Ben, to be honest.
Very big advantage. So a blade that moves is able to get low enough to push an obstacle and then lift to shift it. And would you say that the key element of all of these, and you've got to have an efficient machine, it's got to be reliable, it's got to be strong, it's got to be powerful, but driver technique and having a good driver is the secret to making all these things come together?
That's the biggest part of it, to be honest, Ben. Although the machine is very effective and a very good machine, if you haven't got the right operator on it to put it to work it correctly, it's a waste of time, basically.
Best I put that theory to the test then.
Throttle on to here, top, yeah, onto here. Way to go. Up with the blade. That's it.
I have literally never felt more powerful in my entire life.
Come on. Go on, plough straight through.
You sure?
Yes, go on.
Just straight through?
Straight through. Come on!
Oh, I see you jigging it up and down at top.
Yeah.
So this is the advantage that the one team have got, because they'll be able to move it.
Go on, keep it going. Up a touch. Down. Down. Ease off the throttle. Keep going. You're through now. Job done.
Having experienced what it's like to actually drive one of these things for real, going through an obstacle, having a tiltable blade at the front makes a massive difference. Can the journos make that count for them on challenge day? I tell you what, I've got to get me one of these things. The school run would never be the same again. Back at the warehouse, day one is drawing to a close. The teams have been working for 10 hours, and tomorrow they'll have to be ready to test their machines. Our all-muscle-powered Repo men have a lot to be confident about. Their roll cage is coming together nicely, and they've begun making their hammer.
Do for me.
While workmates, the journos, are behind, as their complicated hydraulic system is taking them much longer than they thought to put together. Okay, journos, fats and furious. That's it for day one. 10 hours done and dusted. Tomorrow we're going to come back and you're going to be testing one part of your vehicle.
We have had a good day. We've got plenty done.
I'm much happier with our progress than theirs. It's in the bag, innit?
Obviously, we'd have liked to got more done. We would like to have got the engine running and tried the hydraulics tonight ahead of tomorrow's test, but we've run out of time, so we'll have to do that in the morning.
Ideally, everything will work, but we'll find out tomorrow.
It's day two, and it's the team's only chance to test their bulldozers before race day. At the heart of our brainy journos' complicated design is their hydraulic system that will drive their crusher at the rear and their movable snowplow at the front that will be capable of moving obstacles at varying heights. And it's the moment of truth for the boys as they're about to check if they've connected their hydraulics correctly.
We're just starting to prime the hydraulics now. We're going to fire the engine up. Hopefully we'll get some life in the system.
On the button, sir.
With the most important element of their design actually working, the journos are in high spirits.
That was as good as we could have hoped for.
Yeah.
Happy as a pig in sherbet, yeah.
But will their hydraulic arm be able to destroy anything come race day? Meanwhile, across the warehouse, the Fats and the Furious roll cage continues to take shape.
Back.
Our Repo men are throwing everything at arguably the most important feature of their design, the hammer smasher. They've added an additional feature to ensure no obstacle will stand a chance against it.
We've added some teeth and sharpened them up, and it'll make a mess of anything that comes across.
Before we let the teams race for the safe, we need to test the machines. First up, the journos. Will their machine be able to crush its way through this pallet? That's half the height of the pallet wall they'll face come race day. Doesn't seem to have a steering wheel.
Yeah, they've got a little bit to do yet, haven't they? Nowhere to sit, nothing to steer with.
Journos, welcome to the test area. She's looking very long. We're hopeful that you've got a steering wheel somewhere.
So we.
To put on. We're going to test one part of your machine, which is, Will?
It's the rear hydraulic arm, which is hopefully what we're going to be using for smashing things out of the way.
Should we give it a go?
Yeah,
It looks impressive, doesn't it?
Go on.
Don't need as much power as the weight of the vehicle.
I believe those pallets are lifting that
Yeah, they're strong, aren't they?
The journo's vehicle isn't heavy enough to break through the pallet wall. Okay, yep. Clearly, the pump and the action's working.
Yeah. Perfectly. The vehicle's going to be heavy with the body on, isn't it?
A little bit on it. Yeah, and ballast.
So how much does the body weigh?
Well, four blokes can lift it.
Right.
So it's not that much.
It's fiberglass. Isn't it?
So maybe you need some ballast.
We need some ballast. Yeah.
Do you think it's too small at the end in terms of you need to spread the power? Or?
We've started to make some of the blade.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
V-shaped blade, so
If you get some weight and some ballast in there, it'll be completely different.
Yeah.
Wheel the vehicle back to your build area. I need to get on with things. So if the vehicle is weighted down, then
If the vehicle's held down with some more weight, they can exert more force
onto
on the pallets.
onto
Yeah.
the pallets.
They need to have something heavy to act against in order to crush the pallet.
We can, get some more speed out of the hydraulic ram so the arm moves quicker. Get some extra weight in the vehicles. It would have a better chance of smashing its way through the pallet.
The Journos test didn't go exactly according to plan. Will the Fats and the Furious all-muscle-powered basic beast have more success? After nearly 2 days of building bulldozers, just 4 hours remain before our Repo men, the Fats and the Furious, and magazine owners, the Journos, will go head-to-head in a race collecting codes to the safe as they plough their way round an obstacle course full of junk. It's a time trial, so the fastest team will get a chance to break the safe and win £5,000. Each team gets one chance to test their bulldozer before race day. For our Journos hydraulic beast, this was far from perfect.
Don't need as much power as the weight of the vehicle.
We can, get some extra weight in the vehicles. It would have a better chance of smashing its way through the pallet.
Will the Fats and the Furious all-muscle-powered basic machine be strong enough to make mincemeat of our test wall? Goodness me. Welcome to the test centre. This is the element that we're going to be testing, the hammer, Jasper. Are you pleased with how it's come together?
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have much of a problem, but I could be wrong.
So should we see if it works?
It's hammer time.
That worked.
Didn't hit it with the hammer, did it? That's the.
It's a dual tool.
If it misses with the spikes, then
The other bit will get it.
But the boys need to test their hammerhead to see just how much power it's capable of delivering. As their hammer can't move sideways, the Fats and the Furious reposition their vehicle. Everyone ready?
Ouch!
You bent your blade.
well, I'm thinking don't actually use the hammerhead itself, use the neck.
Yeah.
I mean, it's doing more damage than the head. We've got time to maybe have a big axe blade.
Right then, you can head back to your build area. Well, we've seen some damage.
If they modify it now, as they're saying they're going to, and put a blade under the arm, it's going to be really better again, I think.
I was wrong. I mean, it didn't exactly destroy them as I thought it would. I thought, given the weight that tank is, I thought it would be straight through them, but...
They are quite tough, them pallets.
With only 2 hours of build time remaining, the journos are trying to increase the speed of their hydraulic arm.
There's a valve we can adjust on the front, try revving the engine a bit more, see if that gets us a bit more speed out of it.
But there's a problem. Their arm has less movement now than it did in the test.
Now it doesn't seem to be functioning properly at all, so it's not looking too good at the moment. A bit worried that there's a fault somewhere. Yeah, that's with it screwed right out.
Right up. It's not diverting, is it? Regulating.
It shouldn't be, no. Well, if we don't get it working before the race, we're pretty much just driving around.
Meanwhile, across the warehouse, our racing buddies begin making their arrow blade to give their hammer extra power. So we've had 2 feverish days of building. The teams have got about half an hour left to complete their vehicles. This is going to be very interesting indeed.
Get the body on.
Get the body on, run it up.
Yeah.
Unsure of exactly what's wrong with their hydraulic arm, the journos begin putting the fiberglass body onto their chassis. in the hope that its extra weight will give their arm more drive. In the next door build area, our team of racing buddies are adding the finishing touches to their pulley system.
Rolling thunder.
The journos haven't tested their arms since adding weights to their vehicle. So, come race day, they don't actually know if their hydraulic system will work.
That'll do. Lady up there and there.
Okay, journos, Fast and Furious, that's it. Time's up. Day 2 is done. You have created what look like incredible machines. The next time we see them both, we'll be on the start line.
Yeah, we've had a good day today. We've got the test out of the way, knew what we had to put right, sorted that this afternoon, so hopefully we'll be good to go.
I'd like to say yes, we can win this now, but I was feeling pretty cocky yesterday, but I'm not so sure now.
Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll have the hydraulics full of oil, get the engine running, see if anything works.
I think we're fairly confident we are going to win.
We're more than fairly confident.
Yeah, after seeing their monstrosity, we've got to win.
It's in the bag.
So it's our journo's complicated, mechanical, hydraulic-driven Scorpion with its manoeuvrable snowplow at the front and its multi-directional arm crusher at the rear that's been sharpened to a point to pierce its way through any obstacle in its path, versus the Fats and the Furious all muscle-powered basic machine with a static snowplow and hammer smasher loaded on its front. And to give this beast even more bite, a blade has been added to the hammer's neck and a metal arrow to its head. But which of these bulldozing monsters will win a shot at the £5,000? It's race day, and at this disused colliery, our two teams will compete in a time trial. Well, they'll smash and bash their way around this junk obstacle course, collecting codes for the safe. The team with the fastest time will get a shot at breaking the safe and winning £5,000. So this is the first obstacle they're going to come across, a giant industrial fan. Now they need to shift all of that with its huge weight into this parking space, and once it's completely in the box, they'll be given one of these, the canister containing one of the numbers that forms the code to the combination on our safe. So obstacle number 2, the wooden pallet wall. Now our teams can't just drive through this much as they'd love to. They have to smash their way through. The journos using their ripper, and for the Fats and Furious using their hammer. Before they'll get the canister, and they can go on to the final obstacle. And the final obstacle is to bash these two double metal drums, which they then have to push again into place right here. One more canister will be given to them, the final number for the combination to the safe, and then it's a race to the finish line. The fastest team is going to get a chance to break the safe and win £5,000.
It's going to be down to which is the best design for the job and the reliability issues. A bit of muscle power versus their hydraulic power.
If everything works as it should do, and I'm absolutely positive it will, can't lose.
Journos, Fats and Furious, here we are, the moment of truth. It is challenge day. Today's the day we find out just how impressive your vehicles are. The Fats and the Furious won the coin toss and are first up to race. Will their front-loaded basic beast earn them a shot at £5,000? Simon in the driver's seat is left to the others to do all the heavy lifting. All these boys have enough strength to complete the entire course. Here we go. I love the sound of it.
It's awesome. It's going to stare at it.
Oh, no! Yeah, easy. Within a matter of seconds,
They've got the canister.
the boys have pummeled the giant industrial fan into submission.
I think this is how my wife parks.
Next, they face the giant wooden pallet wall. This is where the boys' muscle power will be put to the test. The boys use the bladed neck of their hammer to smash their way through the wall. But with the wall being so high, the force of gravity is less effective, so it's taking more shots to destroy.
Halfway through one side, as it gets lower, they're going to...
It's got like more stored energy the further it can travel. Kinetic energy.
Go on, boys, keep going. That's better, that's better. Get it up, Jazz, come on!
The boys are beginning to tire after 10 shots, and they still have the other half of the wall to go. Because their hammer can't move sideways, our racing buddies now have to move their vehicle to smash down the other side of the wall.
They've destroyed it.
Oh, yes.
It's taken 19 shots for the boys to destroy the wall.
They've done it. Now they've got to clear them out of the way, though.
Having collected the code, they now need to clear a path, but their snowplow isn't low enough, so they have no choice but to do it by hand.
This is precious time. It's so key, isn't it? Go on, Simon!
Our racing buddies put their foot down and fly their way round to the final and most difficult obstacle on the course. The double drums. The static snowplow is sitting too high, so they're struggling to get to the base of the drum.
If they can tilt it down,
the other team's got their blade is lower.
And it's causing the vehicle to lift off the ground.
You're awkward the way it's digging in.
Get it in, this one, go on, go on, go on, one down.
With the first drum pushed into the designated area, just one more remains. Having collected the final code to the safe, it's now just a race to the finish line.
Hey lads!
Did you enjoy that?
Loved it. How was that? The first obstacle, easy.
Yeah.
The pallet wall though. What do you reckon of that, Johnny?
Good job I've had my Weetabix this morning.
Hey, well look, you've done a cracking job. You managed to get all the obstacles into the position they needed to go. The question is, will you be the fastest? So the Fats and the Furious have destroyed our course with an awesome display. After the break, the journos get their go. The question is, will they be able to compete? It's Safebreakers, and the hills are alive with the sound of carnage. Our Repo men, the Fats and the Furious, did well in the time trial. They've got the canister.
Thanks to the speed of their engine, they got round the course in a good time. But it took them 19 shots to destroy the wooden pallet wall with their hammer.
Oh, yes.
And they had trouble shifting the double metal drums as their snowplow was too high.
But it's taking the car with it. Whoa!
That's really awkward the way it's digging in.
A design fault that cost them valuable time.
We've already seen the Fats and Furious go for it.
Now it's down to the journos. With James at the wheel and team leader Will operating the hydraulic snowplow, Kevin and Welly are in charge of their hydraulic arm. But will the journos' hydraulic system actually work and win them a shot at the £5,000? It's the moment of truth for their hydraulic system, as they need to push the first obstacle into the parking bay.
Straight at it. Oh, hydraulics!
Yes.
The hydraulics work brilliantly. They've got the canister.
Works well. Got the backup ready for them.
Oh, it's moving already. Look at the action of the arm.
Because their hydraulic arm is at the rear of the vehicle, they have to back up to the pallet wall. Their hydraulic arm is so strong it breaks the entire wall in half with its first attempt.
Yeah, that would do it.
Having destroyed the pallet wall, they use their hydraulic power to break it up on the ground.
They've done it.
With the second code to the safe collected, they now need to clear the remains of the pallet wall.
Does that count?
Their snowplow is low enough to push through the rubble.
How they broken it?
Now for the final hurdle. Will their hydraulic pump have enough strength left to drive their snowplow to push both metal drums into the designated area?
This will all be about the hydraulics, won't it?
Yeah.
Digging in, it's digging in.
It's not going where they want it to at all.
Do the second one.
That's what I want to
on, boys! Push it in!
That's good.
That's it.
Brilliant.
That's definitely it.
The journo snowplow is struggling with the second drum.
They've got to think about this, otherwise they're going to waste loads of time.
Go through, push it from the other side.
Still failing to get the right angle, they turn around to get more of a run-up.
They're going to have to try and push it in through this way.
With the final code collected, it's now a race to the finish line.
Well done, guys.
In terms of how the vehicle performed, what do you reckon?
Very pleased.
Good fun?
It was brilliant fun, really good fun. Yeah, straight on eBay. I think the other guys must have done a brilliant job if they've done faster than that, because I don't think we wasted a lot of time on any of them.
But then they didn't have to turn around.
They didn't have to turn around. So, yeah, let's wait and see.
Gents, what an incredible challenge day. Unfortunately, only one team can go through to try and break the safe and win £5,000. And the team going through this time is... the journos. Congratulations, boys. Well done, Fats and Furious.
Well done. All right. We lost. You'd probably see the disappointment on my face. We had gutted, to be honest, all of us. I think I've got to take full responsibility. I said keep it simple, and simple didn't work today. And the other team deserved to win. They've got a magnificent machine. I hope they really do well and win the challenge.
You guys need to get the vehicle together, make sure it's shipshape, because very shortly you're going to be taking on the final challenge. We want you to break this safe and take home £5,000. You up for it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good luck.
Cheers.
Now for the journos, the real race begins. With just 7 minutes on the clock, they face their biggest challenge yet, getting to the safe.
The job's now half done, so we've still got a fair old stage to go to get that prize.
This is the safe breaking challenge. First thing, they have to get the Safebreakers fun bus out of the way. That's got to be pushed out of the way as they come across the Beecher's Brook of pallet walls here during the challenge. Even bigger than the first, they have to get their way through that. And once they do, they come across the final obstacle. Using their hydraulic arm, they're going to have to push these giant metal walls down either side of the safe. Get out of the vehicle, get to the safe, solve the code, open it up, £5,000's theirs. You've got the canisters in front of you if you want to open them up.
Number 6. 0.
0.
Number 4.
4. Okay, you're going to need those numbers because you need to work out the combination on the lock to our safe. There's obviously only 6 possibilities. The important thing, we're going to give you 7 minutes to complete this challenge. Good luck, boys.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks. To get this far and then to fail would be disaster. It would be typical for our team to do something like that, but it would be a disaster. So, no, we really want to win it now.
Ready, Andy?
Let's see some carnage.
The journos floor it and brace themselves as they come face to face with the biggest obstacle yet. The Safebreakers bus.
This bus is pretty heavy.
The boys are struggling as the weight of the fun bus is much greater than their vehicle.
Can they use the hydraulics?
Well, they can, but they can't lift very high, so it's not really going to help.
Floats it. Yeah, straight in, don't slow down. Yes!
Oh,
Come on, boys!
You've got to turn around.
Having created enough of a gap, they have to turn their vehicle around as the next obstacle will require all the strength of their rear hydraulic arm.
Keep going, keep going! Stop!
Go on, give him way.
Their mechanical arm is quick to destroy the wall.
Very light work for the wall. Now get it out of the way.
It's now just these 2 giant metal kilns weighing in at 1.5 tons each that stand between them and the safe.
Got to position the arm just right.
Yeah, serious heavy objects these are. Oh, it's slipping off.
Reverse into it.
They're not in the middle, they've got to get in the middle.
Reverse.
Oh.
The boys are struggling to get the positioning right on the giant kiln.
So it's too high, they need to be lower.
Forwards.
That's it, that's it, that's it. Go, 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 go.
Oh, no, go on.
Give it somewhere. Yes!
One down.
With one kiln down and the clock ticking, the boys need to get the angle right the first time.
Right, back up, back up, back up. Whoa.
The boys change tactics and try to wedge the end of their blade into the groove of the drum to get better leverage and push it over once and for all.
Just in those rivets and
Come on, come on, come on.
Oh, we're running out of time now, come on!
Right. Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on.
Oh,
Go on, boys, again.
come on, push it!
Go on. Go on.
Go on!
Yes! Right, get out of the car, get out of the car, get out of the car.
With 6 possible combinations, it's now just the safe that awaits.
Don't panic!
046.
The journos try a possible combination of 046, but the lock won't budge.
406.
As time ticks away, they try a second combination.
06.
Still nothing.
460.
It's now their third attempt at breaking the safe.
Okay. 604.
With time running out, this is their last chance.
It's just like rain relief.
Yay! Come on!
Oh, God, come on!
Oh, well done, guys.
Well done.
Thank you very much.
James.
Oh, thanks, Ben.
Well, gents, you created an incredible vehicle that has done an incredible job. It's destroyed our obstacle course of junk. Let's have a look at what's inside, good gents.
Show me the money.
This is going home with you tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
How good does that feel, Will?
It feels great, yeah. I think it's been great. It's all gone really well for us. We had a plan from the start of what we wanted to build, and we managed to build it, only just, but we did manage to build it in the time allotted. And we all performed really well as a team, and there was a lot of luck involved, but we had a good plan, and we managed to stick to it, and it went well.